Good morning, y'all. It is, what, 8:21 on Wednesday morning. I just dropped off a very sullen Simon to the Gremlin Zoo. Mike is out of town until Friday, and Simon's going through some kind of developmental leap. And maybe his 2-year molars are growing in, I don't know, but he's been extraordinarily awful. Like, won't eat, won't sleep, everything is an ordeal, everything is a meltdown. Like, he screamed for over an hour last night, and like, I tried everything, just like trying to get him to go to sleep, and I finally just had to like bear down and muscle through it, because like me going into his room was just not helping anything. It was just kind of restarting the cycle. And when I finally left him alone, I think it took him like a full 25 minutes of screaming, and me just like by the time he was done screaming and actually fell asleep, my nerves were so frayed. Like, it was just it's such intense stress, because you don't know if you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like there are too many options and no options at the same time, and it's just so paralyzing. But also, you're in this just like fit of nerves. So that's kind of the state that I've been living in lately. And then we're trying to get him off of bottles, because he's like, 2 1/4, man. And he's like the only kid in his class in bottles. And like, that's fine. It's just that he drinks like a ton of milk instead of eating. And then he pees the bed every night. And it's like, okay, like, we need to like eat food, eat real food, and we try. But like, he wouldn't eat his dinner last night, so he ate a bunch of bananas eventually. Didn't end up going to bed until like 8, didn't end up falling asleep until 9. Like, his bedtime is 7. And then he woke up at 5:45 this morning. I've been up a really long time. So I know that that's some parents like normal reality all the time. And man, I feel for you. But we've had a really good sleeper up until now, and I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I have been prescribing myself these little nature walks. This is my second day doing it, so I wouldn't call it like a habit yet, but this is our property. Like, all these woods and everything till about like where you see the light down there. And then we have neighbors back there that the guy, his house burned down a few times, kind of thing, and they're rebuilding it back there, and they took down the fence, which makes me think maybe it's kind of like changing hands, which would be incredible, because it's been kind of like for sale by owner for a long time for like $1.4 million. The guy is just like insane. You know what I mean? Like, one of the lots, it's like 2 lots, like one of the lots is more expensive than our entire house on 3.5 acres. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a little bit off the mark in terms of like what real estate value is here at all. It's not like he has oceanfront property or something. Like, get real. So anyway, I would love to have that property. I want it so bad. I would move my mother up here and have her live right there. I mean, it would just be so convenient. It would be so nice to have that property and to like just let this keep going. But yeah, I went for my walk yesterday, and the fence had been taken down, and I could like walk right onto their property, and I was like, didn't realize that. I was like, I'm on there, what is going on? I was like waiting for the fence, and it just never came. So the other thing is, I'm just kind of like behind on content because Simon was home all week last week. I mean, that's pretty normal for the holidays, but I do kind of feel guilty sometimes making people, pay for the subscription to the membership when, I'm not uploading for a week or something on there. So I'm gonna try and get the vlog up today. I have to reshoot one insert for a sponsorship today, and I want to also, I just have to finish editing my my declutter. So the declutter is gonna go up today. And then the vlog might go up today. And then that sponsorship has to go up tomorrow. So it'll be basically a ton of content making up for lost time in a matter of a very short amount of time. So, boy, though, is it fantastic out here. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's like 50 degrees right now. Very, very, like, balmy, basically, for New Jersey in January. And I mean, the fog, like, I was driving home and I was just like, I gotta get home and get out before the fog lifts, because the fog is everything. It's just, look at that. Like, look at the raindrops on the thorns and on, that is so beautiful. I just never want to go inside. Oh my God, that is just that? Look at, okay. This is like rule of thirds, y'all. Like nature's like, oh, you want a composition? Have a composition. Like, look at the way that those logs are interacting right there, and the morning light. Get real. Yep. So, honestly, it's shameful that I have not been out here sooner. But also, like, I'm gonna sit down. I don't care if my butt gets wet. It'll get all sappy smelling. I don't care. There's something about having a baby and being the only one taking care of it, because Mike went back to work so quickly, that makes you feel like you're not allowed to go and, like, think for yourself anymore, even though it's been 2 years. It's hard for me sometimes to get ideas and be spontaneous and just do something that is out of the ordinary or out of the routine, out of some kind of weird, like, remnant of that, of like the newborn phase, of just like being paralyzed by needing to be in a safe, available place all the time. And so it still feels kind of odd to be doing something by myself that's out of the ordinary. But it is regulating my nervous system right now so much. I made this. There's an artist my friend used to have a lot of books of when I was a kid, his name is Andy Goldsworthy. I mean, this is a far cry from Andy Goldsworthy, but he used to just do these incredible pieces of art in nature, just made out of nature, with nothing else except natural materials. I don't know, I just started putting leaves together. So Lord knows I can't not busy myself, but look at the light coming through the trees. I'm getting kind of cold, my butt's all wet, so I think it's time to go in. But like, wow, did that lower my heart rate? Outstanding. Thank you, tree. Thank you, leaves. Thank you, moss. Thank you, birds. Thank you, fog. Thank you, sunshine. And now I'm gonna dry my butt off in front of the fire. Listen. Hey. It is Thursday evening and I just got done editing the vlog. It actually didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to. It probably took like 2 hours. And it's exporting right now, and I have honestly been like dreading it or putting it off. I'm not really sure which, but like I'm just really grateful that it was a relatively painful process. It was a relatively painless process, because I don't know, I was just watching Channy, her little tidbit on Instagram. I'm sure this is really great sound quality right now, but she was talking about how if everything feels really slow right now, that's how it's supposed to feel, because Mars and Mercury are both in retrograde right now. So I guess I'm on the right track. But it's 4:30, and before I go pick up little baby homie, I'm going to brown off some chicken, because once he gets here he's so hungry that I want to go ahead and just like get as much done as possible and I can throw it in the oven when I get back to the house. But he's just been such a weirdo about food that I just want to be able to like shove dinner in front of his face immediately. So what did I do today? Well, I kind of vegged. I basically, okay, so I'm like having trouble remembering. I'll start with last night. So it was a real big struggle getting Simon to bed again. He didn't scream for an hour, he screamed for 30 minutes this time. But then as an extra treat, he woke up at midnight and wanted a bottle, which like doesn't happen anymore. You know what I mean? It was just like the most weird thing. And then we just didn't get very good sleep, you know, because of that. So I just woke up really run down this morning. I got him to school, and when I got back, I just knew I needed to take a nap, but I just was like, okay, I'll wind down, you know. I ended up like going, before I came back home, I ended up going to the UPS store to mail some stuff. And yeah, I got back and I was like, well, you know, I will open up this kit that I got to do my own nails because I have too much anxiety to ask the nail tech to do what I like to do, really detailed stuff to my nails. So I was like, I'll do it myself. And this is how I handle anxiety apparently. But yeah, I did my own. I still have builder gel on there. It's growing out, but like I filed it down quite a bit so they're thin. And then I did my own gel on there. So I basically just bought a set of gel with a lamp, and like one of them looks really wild because like the gel under, or the builder gel, the solar gel underneath is like really uneven, but I just didn't want to screw with it. Plus I've never done this before, but this hand ended up really good. Like it looks a lot like prettier and shinier. So who knows y'all? I don't have a nail drill or anything. So I don't know if like I'm gonna, you know, go back every so often and have her, you know, continue to do it or what, but this is very nice. I like it very much, Lee. So anyway, other than that, I slept for like 2 hours. I slept from like noon to 2. And then that motivated me to do a little bit of like cleaning. And then I made myself a smoothie. And then I edited from about 2:30 to 4:30. Hello? There we go. Yeah, I was actually really surprised at like my arc when I was editing the vlog, because I started out so hopeful. Even though I wasn't feeling all that great because of my stomach and stuff, I still was just like a lot more optimistic than I am right now. And let me see if I could just do that. Is that cool? Can I talk to y'all from here? So I saw the burnout happen over the course of the vlog. And I also just heard myself over and over and over again being like, wow, rest is so important. Wow, you know, I should really rest. And like I did, but it's just like I didn't realize how much I actually need to make up for. But at the same time, I was also like falling asleep thinking about how I did so much work in November, December, basically giving myself, it's kind of like how Black Friday works, you know what I mean? It's like it puts you in the black. And so being essentially like a seasonal worker, right? It's kind of what I am. You know, I gave myself a little bit of a financial cushion to be able to breathe right now, a little more than usual. So I'm trying to do that, and a nap really did help. But, you know, Mike just needs to get back, because having Simon in the state that he's in right now by myself is really stressful. He does get back tomorrow, so tonight is the last night that I have to deal with it by myself. But I am feeling incredibly uninspired. I'm really trying to take comfort in the idea that it is like a Mars-Mercury retrograde thing, and like everybody's kind of feeling this weird lull, because I'm used to being so productive and also being really motivated. And I'm just feeling really unmotivated. I think that's always the fear of not staying in motion, is that you'll lose your motivation to get moving again. It's easier to stay in motion once you're already in motion. And I think that's one of the laws of physics. But yeah, so I am having that kind of insecurity, but also, you know, I always say, like, I will keep doing this job as long as I'm excited about the makeup. And right now, it's a weird time to talk about being excited about the makeup, because I literally just went through my entire collection and like resorted it and everything. And so by definition of where I am in my year, nothing is new. And so it's like, I'm still excited about the same makeup that I wear every day, but I also, like, my skin looks really good for the first time in a really long time. And I just haven't been excited to wear makeup. So I saw some of the looks that I had turned in my vlog when I was editing it, and I was like, man, like, that's some good looking makeup, you know? Like, I had done some really pretty looks, and I think that kind of reinvigorated me a little bit, but at the same time, I'm just looking for concepts. I'm just looking for like something I'm excited to film. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people must feel the same way, because like, I'm not seeing Hannah uploading, I'm seeing Amanda doing her, you know, year-end stuff now. And a lot of my favorites are like, Tom just put out a video that's called What Now, you know, or like what's next. And I'm just like, that's how I think we all feel. Like I almost just want to do like a mental health check-in with everybody, because I think it is cosmic. I think we all kind of feel that way, where we're just a little bit like, what do I do with my hands, you know? So I do this thing, I don't know what it says about my personality, but when I am by myself, I tend to turn my bed, my mother does the same thing, but I turn my bed into a little island, and like, it's where I do all of my tasks. And so my bed right now is just like piled up with everything that I've been doing. And like, I did it all the way through college and everything. And the only reason I don't do that now is because Mike's usually here. Oh, here comes the UPS truck. What are you bringing me? Something from Amazon, probably. But I just like looked around me and I was like, yep, this is pretty standard. This is pretty like, you know, normal for where I would be typically, being left to my own devices. And I've been catching up on the seasons of Drag Race. That's like what I do when Mike's gone, is I just, you know, pick a series that he doesn't want to watch with me. And this time it was, yeah, I'm behind on Drag Race by a lot. So it's been kind of a nice mental health thing for me. But at the same time, I'm just like very uninspired right now. Mainly because I'm just like inspired. It's not that I'm not inspired by makeup, it's that I'm inspired not to wear makeup right now, so. Yep, that's all I got. You see this? Do you see me searching for a problem to solve on my face when my skin is virtually perfect right now? Yeah, could only be because my kid woke up in a pile. Trigger warning, I'm going to talk about poop. Kid woke up covered in shit. Completely ass naked, covered in his own poop. Poop everywhere, in his toes, all over his back, in his nails. I gave him a bath last night. I've already talked about how baths are traumatic for him, so throwing him in another one first thing out of bed this morning was a really special experience. And then getting him to daycare at, you know, 9:30 because he had slept in already. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I just feel like my nerves, if you just find me like, you know, somewhere sucking my thumb, like, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm still by myself. So, what is that? Deer. Hi, deer. I'm gonna eat some breakfast. Hopefully it'll bring me on the rails. Also, we're gonna unbox this very wet package right here because it contains something very, very special and I'm very excited about it. So, hope that works out.
Yeah.
And Gonna put my ice mask on to try and take this situation down a notch. Can anybody relate? Can anybody relate to how going into, you know, just a poor squishing trance when your life spins out of control? It's like a trauma response. It's just, it's so strange. So yeah, the dishwasher and the washing machine are both set on incinerate right now, and I have bleach sitting on the entire surface of the bathtub because turns out poop doesn't just disintegrate. It floats, well, yeah, it floats around, stays chunky. So I'm gonna have to go face that pretty soon. Yep, shitty morning. Good morning, it's Monday. I fell down the stairs on Saturday and I've been laid up in bed yesterday and, you know, as much as possible, like last night and stuff, and then this morning, and I think that I am mildly concussed, which would make, I believe, concussion number 6 for me in my life. Working on that CTE, you know, but I don't know. I know that I'm not supposed to be doing a whole lot today, but then my Christmas gift from Mike arrived. I know it's a little late, but it's worth the wait. Yes, I'm still in my pajamas, but these are motivating me to do life today. Okay, these are they're pre-owned, but look, they've literally never been worn. They are Brother Veli's doodle boots. And they are, you know, out of print essentially. They're not the current ones. They are absolutely incredible. They're covered in astrology. So we've got constellations, and then we've got all of the zodiac signs across the top. They are like a mix of regular leather and calfskin. You nasty. Why are you so nasty? And I got them in a size 38. They are an absolutely perfect fit. We found them on Vestiaire. And we got my little Cancer rising here. Love to see it. Yeah, they say La Luna, El Sol, and they're literally actually giving me life right now. Like, I am so stoked. They're the coolest things I've ever seen. And I am like ready to actually try and do life today as a result of these. You know what? It's these, and then the Wild Star collection from Izumaya arrived. I did buy it, and I don't know why it didn't really occur to me, but like dystopian cowgirl fortune teller, like of course it's going to be part of my cowgirl fortune teller fantasy, right? Hello, I do exist. And so I started putting it on, like, just, you know, like I do with my fingers, you know, when I got it in the mail. And I was like, I'm gonna use this way more than I use the industrial palette, because I mean, I think that again, we're conditioned to roll our eyes at things that we've seen before, and I'm just like, really? But at the same time, it's like, oh, it's stuff I'm gonna use. It's like, you know what I mean? I realize, and I think that like the Lisa Eldridge release made me realize, like when I went through it and kind of like re-curated my own palette, it's like I started with a palette that I thought was going to be really intuitive, and then as I worked through them, I realized like my interests are not what I think they are. Isn't that weird? Weird? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? I don't use what I like. I actually have like a makeup fantasy self, and it's just not what I end up reaching for, which I think is kind of interesting. So Wild Star is already like surprising me in a good way, so I think it's going to be a little bit of that to go with my new boots, and we're just going for dystopian cowgirl fortune. Are these not the most dystopian cowgirl fortune teller things you've ever seen? I mean, come on. This is it. Absolutely incredible. Okay. I'm uploading today's video, which is also really unhinged. It's very, very strange. So yeah, happy Monday. Happier than I thought it was going to be. Hey. It's a little past 2 in the afternoon. I still haven't finished my smoothie because having a concussion, like I'm very positive now that it's for sure a concussion, because like I just can't think. I'm not doing anything that makes any sense. Like whatever ADHD I definitely have is a million times worse right now. It's just really, really, really hard to like keep my brain on task. I just edited, well, I filmed Ismaya Wild Star collection, and that's what's on my face right now. I think it's so pretty. Then I made a smoothie, and then I was editing, and the trauma headache, the post-trauma headache came back. Because you're really not supposed to try and concentrate on stuff when you have a concussion. But I figured I'd get as far as I could. And I was like, okay, I think that's it. I think we just shut our eyes for a little while and, you know, wake up in time to take a shower, you know, and go get a little side eye. So I'm doing the best that I can, but it's okay. Because like this video doesn't need to go up until Wednesday. It's Monday, you know, and it's filmed and like half edited at this point. Like we'll be fine. But it's kind of, I don't want to say it's cool to have a concussion, but it's kind of cool to just have something that's like this very strong physical indicator that I need to take a break, because I don't usually have those kinds of cues, and if I do, I definitely push past them. And this is like, okay, you gotta rest or you're gonna get like a splitting freaking headache. So I am listening. And I made this smoothie like an hour ago, and I like forgot to finish it. I'm holding on, but man, that video was like really scattered. It was like really all over the place. It was just nothing I could do about it. My brain just like, the synapses were not firing. Okay, I'm gonna lie down. It feels weird checking in on here, almost like I should apologize like I've been missing, but like no time has passed for you. It all comes out at the same time in a vlog, so it's like, I'm sorry I didn't vlog yesterday. Today's Wednesday. I woke up so sick yesterday, so it was like concussion and then like a horrible head cold, because, you know, I did a week of, here we go. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Did a week of Simon by myself, you know, of him having sleep regression and just getting very little sleep. And then when he went back to daycare, he got a sniffly nose, and then I got a sniffly nose and a sore throat. So we are both kind of just doing life in spite of it. I also have that concussion, so my brain waves just aren't really working, but the headache has gone away, which is great. So I think that we're on our way, on the up and up on that. But like, I am pretty pathetic and I've just been in bed, so you didn't miss anything other than the fact that yesterday I figured out that in order to unclog a toilet, my cat he won't clean himself. He's so cute, but he's got dreadlocks. That if you have a low flow, well, it's not a low flow toilet, it's just got a funny shape on the inside of it, and so the plunger won't make a suction because it's like not plunger shaped, that you can just fill your sink up with water and declog your sink with the plunger, and it'll unclog the toilet too, because it's all in the same little circulatory system. Yep. So that was my little win yesterday. Yep. So I mean, in place of any real productivity or anything like that, I have been sleeping. We had the house cleaned yesterday, got groceries yesterday, our internet back yesterday. So like, you know, productivity could be on the up and up, but like every time I feel like, you know, I'm getting getting my wind back, as it were, like something kind of knocks me back and says like, chill out, idiot. So I'm chilling out, idiot. But I did make this kind of sweet, kind of janky interactive color wheel. So like basically if you start on the actual slideshow, this is the only slide that's like accessible from the front page. And then, you know, it's mainly like, this is what everybody asks me. They're like, oh, okay, well, you know, what does it mean if everything turns blank on me? And I'm like, okay, well, for example, me, everything turns pink. So that means that my undertone is over here between orange and orange yellow, which is just kind of like a, you know, medium beige neutral. And that it, in order to make something like not do that, you need to counterbalance it with this, like, you know, these blue purples. And then if you keep clicking through, the color wheel rotates, but if you want to go back to the start, you just click the middle. And then, you know, it's like my mom, she's like, oh, everything turns red on me. It's like, okay, well, you're going to be more orange yellow to yellow. And then, you know, you need more of that, like, kind of paler purple beigey, you know what I mean? It can go all the way from here up to these colors. And then, for like Hannah, for example, everything turns orange on her. And so, you know, she's got this kind of green, yellow, green undertone that is very visible like here. And she needs things that go a little bit rosier. So like in between. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm just kind of testing out the functionality right now. And I wanted to be able to just have like this do an infinite turn, but you just kind of can't. So that's it for now. He's my very, very smart dog. Wow. Wow. Oh. Oh, little baby smooth brain. I love you, you freaking moron. Look at, oh yes, I'm being attacked. I'm under attack by this threat of a bandana. Stop it, Mom. Stop making fun of me, Mom. Mom, stop making fun of me and just protect me. Oh my God. You're so ridiculous. Look at you. Mike thinks he can beat me in a foot race. Him going backwards. I cannot imagine how slow you think I must be. All right, y'all ready? So we're going all the way from there and we're stopping there. All right. Hi, it is now January the 18th, so it's a pretty big time leap, and today is the day that Mercury goes direct. This has been easily the most memorably hard I mean, absolutely unrelenting mercury retrograde that I've ever been beaten upside the head with. Literally. I tracked it on the calendar. I was like, okay, so the day that mercury retrograde started, I started my period. Then the next day my kid decided he's not gonna sleep anymore. The following Tuesday, my husband leaves for the rest of the week. And then my kid gets sick. I am in no sleep hell where he's just tantruming constantly and refuses to sleep all by myself. And then I get sick. And then it turns into a sinus infection. Oh, and right the day after my husband gets back, I fall down the stairs carrying my son and a toy planet, just for irony's sake, and I get a concussion, and then he decides he's gonna start sleeping again. So we're starting to, that was when Mars went direct. So we've been in a Mars and Mercury retrograde. And then I got medicated for my sinus infection, but I'm still just like, I'm not even close to 100%. Like, I've been doing the absolute bare minimum and spending at least half of my day sleeping. So that's where I've been at, and I'm really sorry that that has resulted in some really lame content, or lack thereof content. I've just been trying to get main channel videos up on schedule and try and make them high quality, but I mean, it's taking everything that I have, and I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to concentrate on staying hydrated right now and just keeping everything on the rails while, you know, giving me time to sleep. But like, look at under my nose, it's so sad. It's so sad, it hurts so much. Anyway, you know, poetically, the battery is dying on here, but I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm gonna try and vlog, like starting the new vlog tomorrow, because I have some visitors coming. So hopefully just the inclusion of my nature walks and Mike's in my race. That was right before the sinus infection hit. Yeah, maybe that's entertainment enough. I'm really, really sorry that it's just resulted in me being so absent, but trust me, I am incredibly frustrated with how absent I have been in my own life. Like, last night I just wanted to cry. I was like, I haven't felt good in so long. So it's a beautiful day today. I have house guests coming tomorrow, lovely house guests, and I thank y'all for staying with me. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.